It's 2021, and we made it. Ben made it, I made it, Eric and Daisy made it. It was a long haul, 2020, but one of the best things that came out of it were my fur babies. They were born in June, so they're now just 6 months, and you see their shenanigans in the kitchen every time I come in to cook. There they are, and he likes to put his big paw on my foot when I'm cooking, like, Mom, I'm here, I'm here. So I wanted you to meet Ben today. You always see him in action below me, but this is Mama's baby. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a fun recipe of mine that's super easy. It's a chicken penne. I put frozen peas in it. Okay, 1 second. But you could put frozen asparagus or anything that you like in it. And it's basically cream, cheese, pasta, a frozen veg, and what else do I have? A rotisserie chicken. I love rotisserie chickens. They're my go-to when I need to make for dinner. So I'm going to show you this recipe, super easy, so follow along, and thanks for joining me today. Let's get cooking. So here are all of my ingredients. I start off with a rotisserie chicken. Got that at Whole Foods. I've got some heavy whipping cream. I've got organic peas, but you could sub in organic asparagus. I've done that too, frozen or fresh. Shredded Parmesan cheese, and a pound of penne rigata. Okay, so first what we're gonna do is shred the chicken. And I like to take all the bones from the chicken and the skin, and I put them in a separate pot. And I add water to it, and I boil it and use it as like a broth for my dogs, for their kibble. It makes it really tasty. So I boil it, and then I remove all of the bones, and I keep the fat, the skin, and all those little pieces of chicken that will come off of the little parts of the chicken, like the wings, the back, the neck, those types of areas of the chicken that has tiny little pieces of meat that are hard to, pull out by hand, but they fall off when you boil them. I learned that from some homesteaders I watched on YouTube, never to be wasteful and to use everything you have for something else. So that's why I put it in the pot. But it's just super easy when you use a rotisserie chicken. Now you could also make this meal with breasts or thighs, or throw them in the Instant Pot, just as long as you have some shredded chicken. But I work pretty long hours, so there's nothing better than a rotisserie chicken to just pick up when I hit the market. So every place sells rotisserie chickens pretty much, except Trader Joe's. I don't know why Trader Joe's does not sell rotisserie chickens, but they should. Then it would be more of a one-stop shop. But I get my chickens from Whole Foods, and for less than $10, usually they're about $8. It's a pretty good thing. So now that I have all of this shredded and I've separated it, I'm going to boil water. I'm going to boil my pasta, and then I'm going to boil my peas. So I've got those on a high flame, added a little salt, and now they are ready to add. We've got some organic peas. I just put the whole bag in just for a few minutes. They cook pretty quickly once they get to a boil. And then I'll add my pound of pasta. It doesn't matter what brand you use. In fact, I've even made this with corn pasta and a quinoa pasta just to try them out. They were okay. There's nothing better than Italian pasta from Italy. That's my favorite kind. I think I digest it better. Anyway, so now that the water's boiling, I'm going to go ahead and add my pasta. And I like it, so al dente is 10 to 12 minutes, but I like it a little bit softer. So I usually boil for about 13 minutes. So I've drained the peas, and I'm just going to set those aside while the pasta boils. And now I'm going to prepare my cream sauce. So here's the heavy whipping cream. So I'm going to add 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. Ben actually really loves this sauce, as you can see him running around me. I'm just stirring the pasta there. Okay. So I'm waiting for the cream to boil. And once it starts to boil, then I'm going to add my cheese. This is a very minimalist recipe. It doesn't have a lot of ingredients. And this is a great cream sauce, whether you're going to use it for chicken penne or if you just want to make, I use this as an Alfredo sauce. It's a basic Alfredo sauce that's just cheese, some salt and pepper, and heavy whipping cream. Now you can also make another non-dairy version using a creamy oat milk. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but so it's boiled. Now I'm going to add Parmesan cheese. This is a 12-ounce bag, and I'm going to add about 3/4 of the bag of cheese. I do it in small increments, and it melts pretty quickly. Just keep stirring it so it doesn't get clumpy. And after each little batch you put in, just incorporate it. And you can see there's about, maybe 1/4 of the bag left. Now I'm going to add the peas. You could also make this with asparagus. I've made it with fresh asparagus, and it tastes great. But I wouldn't leave the asparagus in the cream sauce for too long because sometimes it can start to get too mushy. But if I grill a whole tray of asparagus in the oven, I'll make the sauce, pour it over the pasta, and then just add the asparagus to the top. It's really good. And I've also made it with salmon. So I make the pasta, the sauce, the peas or asparagus, and then I put a nice piece of salmon on top. So there's so many variations you can make, but it's great to just have a basic cream sauce. And I originally saw this sauce, this recipe back in the day when Food Network originally started. It was a show called How to Boil Water, and it was it was a shrimp dish, but it had the basics of how to make a cream sauce. And I just, that always stuck in my mind, and I've been making it for years. So it's a pretty easy sauce to make. So we're at about 13 minutes now of boiling the pasta, so it's a little bit softer, and I like it that way. I like it to kind of melt in my mouth. So we'll drain the pasta, and then we'll add it back into the pot. Now we add our shredded chicken, and we just mix that up. And then we add the cream sauce. Easy peasy. I love these one-pot meals. Look at that. It's so creamy. Yum. Look! It's so pretty. You've got your melted cheese, you've got your peas. Like I said, you could substitute in frozen asparagus or fresh grilled asparagus. That's really delicious too. And I've got some shaved Parmesan on top. I do like to sprinkle Parmesan cheese around it because you can never have too much queso. And so you've got your peas, and it's so delightful. It's one of those comfort foods. All right. I also want to show you, my daughter is dairy-free. And if you want to make this dairy-free, this creamy oat milk is amazing. It makes a wonderful sauce. And these Violife shreds, can I just tell you, I discovered these in Budapest, of all places, with my friend Amy James. Our husbands were shooting a movie in Budapest, and so we were strolling around all day long, exploring the sites, went into this health foods shop, and they had a whole line of dairy-free cheese. And it's the first time I ever tried this was in Budapest, of all places. I think they actually make this in Greece. I think it's in Greece. Anyway, delicious. It tastes like the real thing, if not better. So definitely try it. This and this if you want to be dairy free, okay? So thanks for joining me today. I've got a date with my bowl of pasta. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Take care. To get my recipe, click the link below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that bell for future updates.